It's a Friday, and I just moved the $100 bill. I forgot to move it between the last two videos. So I know there's a few people that are disappointed when I do that, but I try to remember. I also have been having an ongoing struggle with the license plates behind me. I had one up there, which is now over here, that's slightly bent because it had been on the road for so long, and it would not stay up. And so every time I'd walk into the studio, it would be falling down. And it actually fell down during a couple videos. And so I think I've got the license plates figured out. But today's Friday, so it's time we talk about all kinds of odds and ends that happened during the week. One of which is I do have a Facebook account with about 4,000 of my closest friends. And if people ask me to be their friend, I almost always say yes. And I sometimes regret it. And I don't know why people do some of the things they do. But I had somebody I don't know, but was a friend of mine on Facebook, tag me. And it says, Steve, you've been tagged in this discussion. So this guy tagged me. So I go, okay, they're talking about something, and this guy thinks I should go take a look. So it was a discussion about how stupid I am. So this guy posted on his Facebook page, Steve Lehto is an idiot. He's this idiot on YouTube who makes really stupid videos, and he's a dummy. And he tagged me. So I went over and looked, and there was 2 or 3 people discussing how stupid I am. Now, don't get me wrong. You can think I'm stupid. I don't care. You can post on Facebook. I don't care. But the fact you go out of your way to friend me just so you can call me stupid one time, because obviously I just unfriended them both and blocked all the people that were, because more than one of them was a friend of mine on Facebook. But you really go that far out of your way just so you can call someone stupid one time? I don't get what is going on with some of these people, but the guy did tag me to make sure that I knew that he and his friends think I'm stupid. I had somebody in response to a video of mine say that when you buy a car, you can talk them down and get rid of almost all the extra add-ons except for the purchase price, the sales tax, and the lemon law fee. I said, what's the lemon law fee? And the guy never responded to me. I'm curious if anybody else has ever heard that the state charges a lemon law fee. I don't know why they would do that. I don't even know what that would be, the lemon law fee. I had a really strange exchange of emails with somebody after I did the video about OK Go and the cereal. And there's a band called OK Go, and there's a cereal company named Post. And Post decided to launch a cereal called OK Go. And I did a story about this because Post sued OK Go, in essence, for a court to declare that Post can call their cereal OK Go. And I didn't get heavily into the copyright aspects, the trademark aspects, and the IP aspects. I didn't get heavily into any of that. I simply just said that we've heard of stories like this before. And unfortunately, it's a big corporation. It's got nothing to do with this money, but spend it on lawyers. And they sued this band when most people, if you said, does the phrase OK Go mean anything to you? They go, yeah, it's a band. And so there will be some confusion. But I didn't get heavily into what the various aspects of this are simply because there are no bright lines. You cannot say, well, if the company is this big, they get it, or if who they're suing is this big, they get to keep it, or no. There's actually at least 7 factors that go into play whether you try to determine who gets it, right? And so I got an email from a guy that started off with the sentence I love. I'm not an attorney, but... And he said, the standard that you failed and forgot to mention is the likelihood of confusion. And number one, he goes, you're wrong. You're wrong. And he goes, and I work with trademarks, I know. But he's not an attorney. And he said, but the standard is likelihood of confusion. And you didn't even mention that. But he goes, besides that though, you're wrong. And he goes, I'm attaching a link to an article on another website that shows how wrong you are. Please respond to this email. So I wrote the guy back and I said, you didn't say what was wrong about my argument. You just said I'm wrong. So if I go back and watch my video, I won't get an idea of what you think I said that was wrong in my video. And you're basically telling me to go read an article on another website that says I'm wrong. So basically you're saying that this other website disagrees with you, therefore you are wrong. And you haven't even told me what you think I'm wrong about. I said, that's just a really, really strange way to have a discussion where you send an email to my work address and say, you're wrong, and here's the article that proves it. And I'm not an attorney, by the way, but I do work with trademarks. And the guy wrote me back, and he goes, I was just pointing out one of the articles that points out how wrong you are. He still never said what I said was wrong. And if I had to guess, I think what he was getting at was that I said in the video, or I made it, I think I hinted to it, I don't think I said it expressly in these many words. I said that I thought the band was getting the raw end of the deal, meaning that the band came up with a name first. They've had it for a long time. They put a lot of work and effort into getting their name out there, especially through those cool videos. And they actually worked with a cereal company at one point in time. They've endorsed products before. So I believe it will cause some confusion. But I didn't use the phrase likelihood of confusion because I didn't get into a legal discussion of when a trademark will be upheld or not upheld. And so I wrote the guy back and I said, first of all, simply saying that the standard is likelihood of confusion is oversimplifying it. I said, number one, there are 7 factors at least that go into this, and I cut and paste them from another website. I cut and paste the 7 factors. And I said, number one, there are 7 factors that go into this, but number 2, you still haven't told me why you think I'm wrong. You can't send me an email and go, you're wrong. Defend yourself. How am I wrong? What did I say was wrong? And so I then said, I don't like discussions like this because I never know if someone's messing with me. And I get the impression that you're messing with me because I've asked you what I said was wrong. You haven't told me. And I've actually gotten that before. Somebody's argued with me for 3 or 4 emails. And I finally go, what did I say that was wrong? What exact words did I use? Or give me a timestamp in the video. Well, you implied that. Or you seem to be saying. I don't seem to be saying anything. I say words. You can write down the words and go, Steve, you said this. On that video, you said this. And the quote be, you said this. That's not that hard to figure out. So I sent him back a note and I said, I get the impression you're simply wasting my time. Just to let you know, I'm blocking your email now. I'm blocking your email. So don't even bother writing. It's a waste of time if you do. I'm blocking your email. And the guy whose email that had been coming to argue with me, I know what his name was, at least according to the email. And about 10 minutes later, I got an email from a different email address. And the man now has a different name. So he went from, I'm making names up here. He went from being, say, Bob to being Eric or something, okay? And he said in the new email, Steve, I'm a big fan of yours. And the fact that you blocked my email is really crazy. Because I like your videos. And I was simply trying to have a rational discussion with you about something where I thought you made a mistake. And the fact that you blocked my email is very, very sad because I've always admired you, and I guess they're right, you should never meet your heroes. To which I wrote him back and I said, so what, I got to block 2 email addresses now? By the way, is your name Bob or is it Eric? And if you're being honest with me, and I pointed this out before, people know my name. I've used my real name in all my podcasts and videos since I started. And I did that on purpose because I'm an attorney. I wanted people to be able to look that up and confirm that, yes, this guy is an attorney. So if I'm using my real name, and I've got all my information on the internet where I can be reached, and you write to me using a burner account with a fake name saying you want to have a serious discussion with me, I'm really sorry, but that's not how it works. So I blocked the other email also, and I don't know which of the 2 was his real name. But now I question whether he had any intention of being serious at all to begin with. I think he thought it'd be fun to mess with me for a little while and then probably at the end go, I'm just joking or something. But he kept saying, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, but never said what I was wrong about, which I find very, very strange. So then finally, I got to tell you, I look at the clock and I'm like, where did the time go? I get, I'm not making this up. I get every single day between 20 and 50 emails saying, we can help you with your website, we can help you build a new website, we can help you with search engine optimization, we can help you claim your Google listing. And it's these just bombard emails being just filling up my inbox, and I block them as fast as I can, and they use different addresses to do the same thing tomorrow. I've blocked thousands and thousands and thousands of emails who are purportedly trying to sell me some service with respect to helping my website. And I almost never respond to them. Once in a great while, when there's something really goofy in the email, I'll respond to it. And a guy sent me an email the other day, maybe a gal, maybe, I don't know, but he sent me an email today, and it goes, your Google business page isn't claimed. And as a result of that, you are losing business. Your Google business page isn't claimed. Because of that, you are losing business. And I get that one almost every single day too. For whatever reason, I was bored. So before I blocked his email, I typed, I don't care. And I sent it back to him. And then I blocked his email. Now, I do glance at the garbage can before I dump it every day. And very, very quickly, after I sent that email, I got an email back. And it said, thanks for responding. I've prepared this multi-page report on how you can claim your Google business page, and it will improve your business, and you will make more sales, and you'll gain more customers, and you will soon dominate your market. And it's all this stuff. And I'd said, I don't care. So I wrote back to the guy, and I said, you missed where I said, I don't care? I don't care. And he responded to that. He said, when you're ready to get serious about your business, give me a call. And his email address is a Gmail account. I wrote him back and I said, when you get a real job where your email address isn't a Gmail, you contact me. Now, I know some people are saying, Steve, I use Gmail. That's fine. Don't claim to be a business expert bombarding people with Gmail emails, which you know that they're using because they're burner emails, claiming that you can save their business. Because number one, I said, I don't care. And the guy didn't even read my email. But number two, I read the reports that he generated. And he generated, he claims, 3 reports. And I know they're just cut and paste. But in the 3 reports, he said that my website performs very, very poorly. And he spelled it Lethoslaw. He switched the H and the T. He also claimed when searching keywords, such as Steve Lehto, Letho, my results were not very good. They were not very good. And he also said that, and he addressed my email address, which he had the wrong one for. And there were 4 or 5 other major mistakes in the report he sent me. So he goes, look how bad your website is doing. And he'd run the wrong website. I'm sorry about that. But again, the guy claims he's running a great big business, helping other big businesses make more money and conquer the markets. And his email address was like, chunkylover13@gmail.com. I don't know. So he didn't write me back. I checked the garbage before I dumped it. And I was toying with not telling the story or telling the story, but I think I'm going to. I don't know if it matters or not, but I'm going to tell it. I've mentioned now several times that if people are harassing me by email, I will block their email address. And in my system, that throws it straight in the garbage. And so at the end of the day, I will go to look at my garbage can, and all that shows is the subject lines and who the email is from. And I usually just hit bulk, delete, and the whole thing disappears. But I glance through it because once in a great while, something will get snagged by my spam filters. And I same thing with spam and trash. And sometimes these things will get snagged that shouldn't get snagged, so I'll glance at them. And I have told people, I am blocking your email. You'll never hear from me again, so don't even bother writing. And there are people out there who continue to write to me. And I know this because I see them in the garbage all the time. And there are a couple of people out there who don't understand what's going on in this world, I guess. Because one of the people doing this, more than a year ago, I said, do not email me. Do not call my office. Do not try contacting me. Do not do anything. Please just leave me alone. And I said, and I am blocking your email. And they immediately started writing for another email address, which I also blocked. And they still write to me 3 to 4 times a week. And so I don't respond. I just throw them away. But once in a while, I glance at them. And one of these people in particular might have something wrong with them, because the emails say things like, my phone rang yesterday. That was you, wasn't it? And they sign their name. Straight in the garbage, throw it away. 4 or 5 days later, I get one that says, I was thinking about calling you just to hear your voice, but I chose not to. They sign their name. And I don't know if they're trying to get me to respond, or if they forgot that I said I blocked their email, or why it hasn't occurred to them that I haven't responded to them in over a year. And I don't read all the emails, and I shouldn't read any of them at all. But I'm fascinated morbidly on some level by this, because I said quite clearly, do not email me anymore. I am blocking your email. The emails just keep coming, So I've spoken to other people. I've actually spoken to other people about this, other YouTube creators. I also worked in radio for a long time. I've known people who worked in television, and they all say that that is unfortunately part of the business of having a public persona. That is that people watch you, and if they like you, that's great. And by the way, don't get me wrong, I love my audience. But once in a while, somebody is a disconnect, and they don't understand that they've overstepped bounds, or that they're continuing to overstep bounds. And next thing you know, David Letterman's got some woman in his living room when he comes home, and he's like, who are you? I'm your wife. And it's not his wife. So I'm not saying I'm David Letterman. I'm just pointing out there's a famous example of somebody who wouldn't leave him alone. And it was simply, she thought he was talking to her through the TV set. So if you think I'm talking to you specifically through these videos, and I've told you to leave me alone, don't take what I'm saying here more important than the email I sent to you saying, leave me alone. So there you go. That's the entire story, and that's a Friday. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.